Country, where we give you guys a little something to think about to help your cats live longer, healthier, happier lives. I'm Jay.
I'm Adrian.
And together we are
The
the two crazy cat ladies. Guys, today is a really exciting one for us and hopefully really exciting for you too. We are participating in a couple campaigns, actually. The Rawgest campaign, which is all about
awareness campaigns.
Which is all about making sure that pet parents know that feeding your animals a balanced raw diet is not as scary as you think. And then also the Ditch the Kibble campaign, because they just go well together. You guys know, most of you guys are our beautiful, wonderful, amazing followers have already switched your cats or begun to switch your cats off of kibble and have gotten your cats on a more moisture-rich diet. Maybe a little bit of cooked fresh food, maybe just a canned food so far, but you're considering feeding a fully balanced raw diet, right? Which is so beautiful. You guys see us do it. We have seen the amazing difference. You've heard from your other friends and family and beautiful cat parents that have also switched and just rave about the difference in their cats and their cats' health. But if you're like us or her,
she says it's exciting, but I'm going to say about 6 years ago, it was the most horrifying thing. And the words that came out of my mouth when we finally pulled the trigger on raw food was, I think you're going to kill our cats.
Yeah.
That is something that we've actually heard from a number of people. And the big concerns are foodborne illnesses and all the scary stuff. I think we're raised in an environment where, oh my God, there's raw chicken on the counter, there's whatever, you're going to get sick and terrible things are going to happen.
Yeah, a lot of us are just that the fear of raw food first comes from maybe our upbringing, maybe society, maybe like I don't like sushi, so I'm not going to eat raw. You know, like we don't eat a whole lot of raw things unless it's vegetables, right? And then it's like fresh all day, every day. But then there's other reasons that pet parents are scared of raw, and that's big campaigns that are going around from the billion-dollar pet food companies that are telling us that we should be scared, that our cats could get food poisoning, that our cats could get salmonella or E. coli. There's a recent study that made the interwebs break a little bit because it's the headline. It's a study that was done in the UK that is talking about how dogs, okay, not cats, but still, that dogs get this antibiotic resistant E. coli associated with raw feeding. Now, most of us, as we're human, we're busy. We read headlines and that's where we go. If you actually read the study, which is mind-boggling, but when you actually read the study, you'll see that headline doesn't actually match. In fact, Susan Thixton, beautiful friend from truthaboutpetfood.com, wrote basically a rebuttal to this, explaining all the numbers in this study and why we really should not be scared of raw food because of this study in any way, shape, or form. So,
well, I do want to address really quickly that I know that there's a lot of people that are capitalizing on the fear marketability of this. But it's because I think it is an existing fear for so many of us. And I feel like it's exciting to watch the raw feeding community grow. And more than that, it's exciting to see the results that come from that. So this really is, we've been doing this for almost 6 years. And it has been mind-blowing, the changes that have happened with our babies' illnesses, issues. So this is a really exciting time to look at the facts that are actually out there.
Yes.
And make better informed decisions.
Yes. And let's look at the easy facts, right? We don't have to all be scientists and be able to read a study all the way through. None of us really have the time to figure that out anyway. So that's fine, right? But what are some things that we do know that are readily available to us? And that is that the fear of salmonella is there in the potential risk of salmonella is in every pet food. In fact, if you look at the studies and you look at the recalls due to salmonella or E. coli in pet foods, and this also came from truthaboutpetfood.com, you see this big line right here. This is kibble. These are the kibble recalls that were done. This is the raw recalls. To read you the numbers, 19.4, and this was within a 5-year period, 19.4 million recalls for salmonella in kibble and 17,000 in raw food. So you see that, and here's another one that's even a little bit better to see. But this is kibble versus raw, and you'll see that the risk is there, right? It's not just in eating specific raw foods or how the food is cooked, but it's in the contamination of the foods,
And-
right?
And this is really just about awareness, but I really do think this is important because we're looking at a 1 to 2 year period here of how many foods are recalled. This is another reason why you should really bookmark Truth About Pet Food, because you will be notified if there is a food that you are feeding that has a recall, a voluntary recall or otherwise.
Yes.
So we can keep our pets safe.
Yeah, so kibble is recalled. Let me repeat this and say this in the way that I just wrote it down. Kibble is recalled 75 more times than any raw food due to contamination, possible contamination or salmonella within the foods. Okay, so it's not about the raw versus cooked, because we all know that kibble is so highly processed, high heat processed, that it should kill everything. But obviously, if you put some contaminated meat in there, even if you cook it really high, it can still cause illness in your cats. However, the good news is that our cats, and let's bring it back to this. You guys, probably all of you at some point have had an indoor-outdoor cat, right? Or an outdoor cat. And when our cats go outside, they hunt birds, they hunt mice, they hunt bugs, they catch them, moles. You see them, they often consume some of it, they're eating it, it's in their mouth. And how many times do us as pet parents worry that our cats are now going to get sick because they ate that prey? Right.
Of foodborne illnesses. We also know that you need to be extra careful when it comes to parasites if they're eating certain things. But when we had indoor-outdoor cats, when we were living in Tennessee, that was not an issue, even when they brought little gifts to us. Yet, logically for me, it freaked me out to think about feeding our pets, our cats,
a human grade,
raw, species appropriate diet for an obligate carnivore.
It's a tweak in the brain, right? It's just a small tweak. And once we feed that with enough knowledge, right? The more we know, the better we do. With enough knowledge, then once we tweak that little thing in our brain, it's not fear anymore. Then it's just, taking the steps forward. But I will say, our cats, guys, their digestive systems are so much different from ours. If you guys can see Maddie, yes, everybody can. Maddie here, do you see how little her body is compared to mine? Our cats are very small. They have a very short digestive tract and a very acidic digestive tract. So 9 times out of 10, if pathogens are passed through their system, it passes through without any issue anyway. So even if you're still scared of that raw meat and you're ready to maybe stop cooking it so much, maybe cook it a little bit less and a little bit less so your cats can get more and more nutrients from that food as obligate carnivores who need to be eating a meat-based diet, animal protein-based diet, then you can also rest assured that their digestive systems are not like ours. It doesn't get to sit and fester like ours often do. I've had salmonella poisoning myself, so I get how scary it could be. But when it comes to our kitties, their digestive system is totally different from ours.
And always know the source. We're looking at these recalls right here, and I think that that's a great reminder for us to always know the source of our pet's food. But I also think that, when it comes to this, it has to be a decision that you're comfortable with. And if you're looking to do some DIY recipes, go to freshfoodconsultants.org. If you are looking for a good,
we have some recipes on our YouTube channel.
There are some incredible, transparent companies out there that are making balanced diets. We have a bunch of recipes on our YouTube page. And it has been it started off scary, super scary for me, but it has been such an exciting and empowering journey to see the difference that food can make. So
yeah, absolutely. So I get that when it comes to our kitties, right? When it comes to dogs, they're so much easier than cats when it comes to food, right? When it comes to feeding them. But when it comes to our kitties, there may be this transition. There is going to be a transition period of getting them onto a better food, onto a different type of texture, onto a different even temperature of the food. It's gonna take some time and due diligence. Patience and perseverance pays. This is a process, right? So that may slow down the process of getting your kitties onto raw food. But please, please, please don't let the fear of raw meat, of your kitties consuming raw meat, stop you from making that jump. We love you guys so much.
Happy August, y'all.
I got to tell you, in 20 minutes, we are going to be live on Facebook and YouTube with 2 animal communicators, and they are giving you guys free live readings with your pets, whether here or in spirit. If you want to talk to one of your babies, come join us on our podcast. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be the
Who
best
knows
podcast
what's
we've
gonna
ever
happen?
had so far. I cannot wait to see what happens. And they will be selecting you guys from the comments. So come over to our YouTube or our Facebook and drop a comment. We love you guys so much.
Love you guys.
Happy Thursday.
Bye, y'all.